What's up, guys? Welcome to Only Film Fans, where two film buffs get into the thick of their favourite movies. Robert De Niro. Did you see the speech he gave outside the courthouse with Trump's trial?
Yeah, my mum actually showed it to me, and I was just in shock.
Honestly, man.
Like, I'll go straight off the bat of like, I cannot stand when actors do political shit. Like,
Yeah.
I understand everyone has an opinion and stuff like that,
They're still
but
citizens and humans, I get that.
literally, yeah, but literally, just it's like you're using your fame and notoriety just to get your point heard more, and it's like I don't
Or
agree.
someone
Whether
else's
I
point.
agree with what you're saying or not, like it's just not right.
The ironic thing, yeah, is when I looked at the speech and I saw like the afters, where he's like going, "No, you should be ashamed," like it's proper old man syndrome.
Yeah,
This shit, where it's sort of like
yeah, it proper is. Yeah,
it's sort of
it was.
it's sort of like, oh, come get your dad. You know what I mean? Like he's going
Yeah,
off again. Um,
get his dad. He's got a son that's probably like 1 year old.
yeah, man, it's a responsibility. Start him young. Go get your dad. He's fucking looking
Not
crazy in
being
New
deep on you.
York.
The thing is that I like Robert De Niro, but it's one of those things that's really did grind my gears recently. I'm not even like I'm not a big supporter of Trump or either way of like any of them.
Biden.
I'm not really a supporter of anyone.
Mm.
Um, but it's like I just don't get it, man. Like, what are you doing there?
See, the thing is, yeah, is there is like a there is theories from both sides, but you're always going to get it based on what side of the fence you sit on. And it's American politics. We're not going to speak with an authority because we're not American and we don't understand their political system as much as our own. But you have two oppositions, right? And it's innocence before proven guilty. They hadn't even got the verdict yet of whether or not he's guilty. And you got Robert De Niro standing out the courthouse calling him a monster and saying he's going to take away your freedoms if he wins as president. We need to imprison him. That does not sound right. That sounds like you're scared. You're scared of something. And you should be scared of something. And what you're doing is you're roping us into it. It's like in sales, what they tend to do a lot of the time is that they tend to entwine your problems and take them on. So your problem is my problem, so we're in this together. But realistically, no, De Niro, it's your problem. They're going to take away your freedoms because they're going to find you of something that you shouldn't have been doing. That's the case here. So that's the worry.
Yeah, well, so you're pretty much alluding to is that he's worried that the Epstein files is going to come out and that
100%.
his name's going to be on that list.
Yeah, and he's going to be vindicated because he knows he's on that list, just as a lot of other celebrities know they're on that list, and why they're not voting, why they stood so firm with Hillary, because she turned around and said, "Trust me, I'm not going to release anything."
I'm on that list, bitch.
Yeah,
I'm not releasing anything.
I'm not releasing a goddamn thing. I'm going to delete emails for you guys. But going back to the whole point of where actors and everything, they stand up and they have their voice and stuff, and they're entitled to it, but it's almost like the assumed authority that they have on the point. But I'm like, you pretend to be other people for the majority of your career. So what makes you think that we're going to sit and listen to Robert De Niro? I'm listening to the guy in Casino. You see what I'm saying? I don't see you as Robert De Niro almost. I see you as the characters you've been. So then it's very, very difficult to listen to you.
Well, it's just kind of funny that he like kind of vindicates people like Trump and then kind of like defends people like Roman Polanski.
Exactly.
Like it's very fucking weird. I mean, a lot of actors did, like over 100 actors did defend Roman Polanski, but hell, we just watched recently a whole bunch of actors, a whole courtroom full of people was defending the man who molested Drake Bell.
Yeah.
And Roman Polanski is a lot more of a powerful
Yo, he's,
and
yeah, he's
known,
huge.
more known person in Hollywood.
He's a Hollywood icon
Uh,
amongst directors. So,
yes.
you know, he has a lot of power, a lot of sway. He goes into an office and say, "I've got an idea for a movie. How much you want?"
Well, I mean, who else can get pretty much like sexual charges in the 70s and then you're still making movies till today?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, well, this isn't meant to be happening. People who do stuff like this is meant to be in prison and like put away. It was so there was several drug and grape charges,
Yeah.
and it's like it's just like I can't believe how you can get something like that and still work at one of the most prestigious level jobs there is. Like, I mean, people might not look at it as like, oh, such a prestigious level as like a doctor or like a politician or something like that. But making movies for people, creating everyone's entertainment is a very big deal.
Well, you're essentially an arm of influence that changes pop
Unfortunately,
culture. No, yeah, but
yeah.
you are like because movies, as much as we know it, and the most negative way to look at it, or the most like sort of world is ending type of way to look at it, is that movies are just forms of propaganda to enforce social
It's
constructs.
like, like you
That's all
see,
they
like,
are.
bro, like this is what really gets me here. That guy got. We're jumping aside. 'Cause the only
Yeah,
reason
yeah,
we're talking about Roman Polanski is because Robert De Niro defended the guy.
yeah.
But how can a guy who's got done for sexual charges go on to direct a movie called Oliver Twist?
With a child as the
A
main
child,
character. Yeah.
a child, bro. They're mostly all children.
No, I know, but what I mean by that is Oliver Twist, the guy, the main
Yeah,
character, is someone that's going to have to work very,
yeah.
very closely with him.
This is what I'm saying, and it's sickening that this shit happens.
Well, it goes full circle to the whole quiet on set situation,
Yeah.
and it just goes to show you the state. Like, what this is the question we should be asking rather than getting into the sort of like back and forth of all of these charges and obviously the things that should not be happening. Why do they get
Hmm.
away with it then? And I think,
Because of the power level they're on and the amount of influence they have. They are, as you said, like an extension arm of the agenda.
propaganda. Yeah. And I think they understand that what you do for
Mm.
society is far greater than the charges or the crimes that they're going to accuse you of. Because if we lose you, then we're going to lose all of this brainwashing that we could further inflict upon our society. And I know that sounds conspiratorial, and I know that people are going to look at them and be like, Jesus Christ, this guy's a bit crazy. That's okay.
Hmm.
I don't mind if you think that. But we now have Robert De Niro, who has used his influence on a screen, playing other people, not himself, playing other people, to stand in front of a courthouse and say that Trump is a monster and that he needs to be put in prison.
Hmm.
Have you even looked at?
Yeah. Have I even looked at what?
Have you even looked at what he's been charged for?
No.
What do
Oh,
you?
Trump's ones. Yeah, it's like 34 different things. It's ridiculous, man. The list is crazy.
Yeah, do you know what the majority of them for? I'm not a Trump supporter, but do you know what the majority are for?
What?
Falsifying business records.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
That's that to me
Yeah,
doesn't
because
sound
yeah,
like a
'cause
monster.
well, I mean, I think as he said during his speech after he got convicted was, "Tell me one businessman who hasn't."
Yeah, he's
Like,
not wrong though. He is not wrong.
yeah, it's
They've
true.
all
Like,
done it.
literally, every single person who was sitting there and like was watching it on TV just went, "Yep."
Yeah, he's got a point.
Like,
Yeah, he's got a point. Yeah, no, like, everyone knows it, and there's not necessarily anything sinister about falsifying business records. You could have falsified them in a way where maybe you made a mix up
Mhm.
in accounting, and you went I got to find a way to sort of show that this isn't fraudulent, and you go back and you falsify a business record, and then suddenly you look like a dickhead. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's one of those things that I look at it and I just say to myself like, I'm not. This isn't me defending Trump or anything like that, or you know, taking the direction of the podcast in another way. But you now have someone with immense influence in Robert De Niro trying to tell the youth and the people of New York, this is how you should vote. Doesn't that sound like coercion?
Yeah, it's completely not allowed. You
No,
can't be doing that, son.
you can't be doing that, son. Eric, you can't be doing that, son. You know,
Yeah.
it's one of them, like, and that's what frustrates me the most about it, is because I'm not mad at actors being where they are. You know, I like actors because they're in my favorite films. I just don't like the hypocrisy of it all, man. I
Yeah.
really don't.
No,
It,
it's ridiculous.